We are on. Stop kicking my desk, son. Okay, guys, let's see, we're recording. Okay, I'm all over the place. Listen, my son's crazy. So, anyways, let's get back to life. So, okay, this is going to be another Q&A style, another interview, another kind of just seeing people in their seasons, seeing people in different areas on different paths and different journeys of their business, because I was just talking to somebody before this, and we all work our businesses differently. We all have different paths. We all have different journeys. And I think that's so important that you realize there is no set path or set blueprint to be successful. It is seriously doing you, being yourself, and showing your passion, showing people your day to day and being relatable on your platform. That is exactly what it is. And in the beginning, thank you, Erica, for sending that. I, in the beginning, had so many haters and so many people that didn't support me. And you have to remember your why and be very bold about where you're going. So if you ever have a stump on your content, on what you should talk about, on what you need to let your audience know, let them know that. Let them know the vision that you have and the path that you're going on. Because if people think that, well, what value are you adding basically to your all's audience? Embrace your journey, guys. Like right now in this season, you are the most relatable right now, right? Because we are in the beginning stages of the industry, right? We are right here in the beginning of our journey with the business, and people can relate to us now more than they will when we're top earners, right? When we're top successful. So remember to be super relatable, you all. And tonight I asked Gladys to come on in the, it was because I want you all to see her journey, yes. And also remember that humility is key. When I think of Gladys, I think of humility. I think of hustle. And I think of so much just growth, of course. But just because like she has that humility, I see, and it's so important because I can get tied up looking left, looking right, and comparing, right? I can do that. But I also remember that my success and the path I'm on is mine. And I have to stay in my own lane. So being bold about your vision, not having to have it all figured out, not having to be perfect and have this image. So I am going to go just back and forth with her, have a couple of questions. And the first question, Gladys is already unmuted. Let's see. Your first, well, you can also introduce yourself, but say like your first question is, how do you manage your work, your business, and mom life? Gladys.
Yeah, thank you, Liv, so much. I'm Gladys, obviously. I'm 30 years old, and I'm a bonus mom to 4 kids. I have no bio kids yet, and I work a full-time job for UPS, and exactly what Liv said, that humility is everything to me, and I can easily get caught up, like she said, looking left or looking right, and I'll just get straight to the question. I'm a nervous wreck because my mom would tell me that I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready to get on here and do questions and answers and all of those limiting beliefs that my mind can easily say. And I've been stressed out about it for 2-3 days now, and I had to pray before I got on here because really I'm just doing God's job of running my business, full-time job, bonus mom to 4 kids, and being a fiance. But how do I manage my full-time job, business, and mom life? So getting into this business, it taught me how time management is everything. So in the mornings, I have a set routine because a routine to me is everything. And it's something that I had to learn in the very beginning. I learned that very early on because it was something super important to me of how am I going to run my business with Thrive Lavelle, take care of 4 kids, and my fiance, because sometimes he's the biggest baby out of all of them, you know, men. And like, how am I going to do that and work my full-time job? I work for UPS Monday through Friday, 40 hours a week, sometimes more than that, depending on the seasons, peak seasons, and all that good stuff like that. But so I learned early on that time management is everything. And I remember him saying that in one of the videos in the Thrive and Hustling page. And it just stuck with me. And I knew then that I needed to break down more what that was. And I had even remembered going to Olivia struggling with, you know, I'm just so overwhelmed in the very beginning. And she just kind of broke out like, okay, Gladys, like, here's what we do. We plan our weeks out. Every Sunday, you get on a work with me and start planning your week out, get your content together. And so that way, when Monday through Friday hits, I have all of that put together. And I did that from the get-go. That's what I do. I plan my week out. And so say tomorrow morning, this morning when I got up, I did my morning devotion, my 3 steps. I sat down and I wrote out my entire week. Even like what I'm going to cook for dinner, and it kind of keeps me more organized than just going with the flow and being scatterbrained throughout the entire week, right? And so I sit out, and so in first thing in the morning, I wake up, I do my 3 steps, right? And then I'm just going to take you all a little bit through my day because I feel like it's easier to comprehend of telling you all how I do my business, take care of my kids, and my full-time job. I work from 8 a.m. to 4:30. I get up at between 5 a.m. and 5:30 every single morning. I don't have to be at work till 8 o'clock. So my hustle there is there, you know, and before Thrive, I would always get up early anyways, because I am in recovery. I have 5 years of sobriety. And early on in that, they taught us, you know, get up, make your bed, pray, meditate, all of that stuff like that. And so before Thrive, I would always get up a little bit early anyways and do my prayer and meditation. So adding this business into my life, I still do that. I still do the same thing. I get up, I do my morning devotion, my prayer meditation, make my bed. And so about an hour after I'm awake, I do my IPAs, my birthdays, all of those that come along with that. So the first 30 minutes of being awake, I've already worked most part of my business. And then check this out. Most of the time of my content is already ready to go. And then I just upload it to my social media, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. And then I get myself ready for the day and get the kids off to school. And then I clock in to work at 8 o'clock. And then from between 8 to 11:30, 12 o'clock, sometimes it goes into 1, 2 o'clock, depends on my workflow at work. I'll be writing my girls, checking in with my girls, my promoters, checking in with anybody that's bought a sample pack. And then come around 11, 12, between 11 and 1, I'll make my posts. And Olivia told me in the very beginning, she had stated about sometimes, like, if you have the time and you're feeling inspired after a podcast or anything like that, to sit and write out your posts for Facebook or Instagram. And sometimes I'll do that and I already have it ready because my life is busy. And I'll just copy, paste, Facebook, boom, it's done. So my business has been worked. And then up until about 5 o'clock, whenever my fiance gets home from work, I have a time where I put my phone down for a little bit and I get dinner ready. And throughout that time, I will maybe do like a boomerang of what I'm doing and just keeping it super simple. So that way, like, I enjoy it, because if I get overwhelmed, I'm not going to enjoy it. And that's just not, and I have been there before. I had in the very beginning, but I had to put in the work to figure out what my routine is going to be like with taking care of my kids, running my business, and working my full-time job. Yeah.
Yeah, that was incredible. Like, that right there was so just like it's being intentional. It's like, Gladys, you work your business as a business. And I think that is so, so key. And sometimes it takes us a while to get into that balance and that rhythm, which is okay. But your success is hidden in your daily routine. And that is a Forbes quote. It's real. Your routine is very, very important. When you wake up in the morning, what does your mornings look like? What does your nights look like? Like, you might have to get up an hour or so before your kids, right? You might have to put something on the side just for a little bit longer so you can get your personal development in and sacrifice a little bit there in the beginning. You've got to be willing to struggle temporarily in the beginning so you can have a lifetime of freedom, right? And
Right.
Gladys earned her $4,000 bonus last month, and her team is growing, and she's a bomb leader. She's just got so much growth, and she's super close to a $12,000 bonus. And I just remember when she started, she was a sponge. She wanted to know how to do this business because she saw potential. And she's become so bold in where she's going, and I love watching that. And before Thrive, she was with another company, and I want to have her kind of touch on that. So when you got started, why did you say yes to Lavelle when you were with the other company?
Before I answer that, I do want to touch on just real quick that for the simple fact of, there's been times where I haven't planned out my week, right? And I was just a scatterbrain Monday through Friday. And I wanted to share that because we are human. And sometimes, like, come Sunday, say that, like, I just slacked off and I just didn't feel like doing it. And I paid for that because that Monday through Friday, I was a complete wreck. And I just wanted to add that in there because I am human, and it's just important to know that somebody else, might have done the same thing and felt the same exact way. And I learned from it. I was like, man, I'm never going to do that again. But yes, so I was with Plexus before I found Thrive Lavelle, and I would never ever bash that company. But towards the end, the products just either they wasn't working for me no more, or I was just letting up on them. But the entire time, I had been watching Olivia, and I found Olivia through another girl, which is one of her new promoters now, Miranda. And I had went and added Olivia to my Facebook while I was doing Plexus. And the whole time I was doing Plexus, I was always curious about what these products were, what Olivia was doing. And so towards the end of my Plexus run, I learned a lot with Plexus, but I didn't really dive into the business side of it. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. People had to pay for fees and all that stuff like that. And so I wrote Olivia, and I had bought a customer pack, and I really didn't give it a shot at that time, but I knew that I was like kind of liking what I had felt when I first tried the products, right? And so whenever stopped both completely, and I started drinking energy drinks, and I started gaining weight. I was snacking at my desk, and like just no energy, no nothing whatsoever. And I messaged Olivia again, and probably went back and forth for about months. And when I was finally fed up and I was ready for something different, I was like, okay, I'm gonna order again. And I ordered as a customer. And we had talked about the business side a little bit, but I wasn't sure because I was so scared. I was fearful of what other people was going to think about me. I was fearful if people were going to believe me. And Olivia just poured into me. Hi, baby. My kiddos just got home from their moms. But anyways, Olivia had just poured into me. It was like, Gladys, I see tons of potential in you. And it was that person that believed in me before I believed in myself. And so once I started being serious about the 3 steps and I was actually taking them every single morning, I was like, dude, like these 3 steps are fire. They're bomb. And I was like, I want to do this. I want to share these 3 steps with the entire world because I love them. And she had asked me this question. She said, well, Gladys, why do you want to do this? And that was a deep question for me. And like, to make sure that I was in the right spot of like, hey, like, are you, this is what you want to do? And I had to sit back and think about that for a minute, and not knowing exactly what I was going to get myself into, not knowing that 4 months later I was going to be a 4K leader working on 12K. I just went with it because the belief that she had in me, I could feel that, man, and that is powerful. And so I was like, if this girl believes in me, I can believe in myself. And so I hit the ground running. And since I've said yes to being a promoter, have I gone through struggles or, and growth? Absolutely. Like there's different seasons. We're about to walk into a brand new season with saying, bye to the bonuses for now and continue to grow. And it's one of the best yeses I've said. Like I am wholeheartedly in love with the company, in love with growing my team, and even in love with the struggles that come with it and the growth that comes with it. And I said yes because God was ready for it. I had listened to a podcast not too long ago, and when they had said something that stuck out to me that I really felt in the heart, it said that God tricked me into it because I only did it to be a customer. And I was like, I'm not going to do the promoter side of it. And now I'm sharing not just my 3 steps, I'm sharing my heart with the entire world. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have this feeling that, like, because of one person believed in me, it's going to take me so far to where my imagination cannot even imagine where it's going to take me. Yet the self-doubt get in there sometimes. You best believe it because I'm human and we're all human. But it's what am I going to do about that self-doubt? Am I going to let it take over me, or am I going to walk through it? Am I going to put on a podcast, or I'm going to sit on a self-pity pot? You know what I'm saying? Am I going to cry about not anybody signing up with me? No, I'm going to continue to make my content. I'm going to continue to pour my heart out with the world, let them know, like, hey, man, I've struggled with sexual abuse, mental abuse, addiction, alcohol, drugs, and I found something that has just lit my fire up. Not just these 3 steps, but the tribe, the women, Olivia, believing in me when I didn't believe in myself. And that is why I said yes, not knowing at the time that God was tricking me to show me what my self-worth was really about. That's powerful.
Yes, honey, that was a great. I love you. Like, I just love that because we went back and forth for a very long time, and that's what I hope someone can grab tonight from this training is the fact that you have to give your potentials grace, and you have to let them take the reins and set the pace for when they're ready. If you want to continue to follow up and tell them, hey, join my team, and you've got this motive behind it, and it's just very consistent and persistent in their inbox about it, you're just up in your head, hey, no one's saying yes to me. I talked to this girl, she let me down, she doesn't have the money yet when she said this day was, whatever the case may be, you've got to remember that they will come when they're ready, and you leave the ball in their court and you let them decide, because the business comp plan here we've got sells itself, guys. It's designed to make people win. It's designed for people to come home to their babies, and for people to come off government assistance, for people to have time freedom. This is the vehicle. So when you realize that, you know what you've got your hands on, and when somebody says no, or when somebody says I'm not ready yet, you're not going to bat an eye. You're going to be like, okay, I'll be here when you're ready. And you just give them the reins and you let them take the control. Your future team needs you guys. You don't see your team now. Everyone on this training tonight is a leader. You're a promoter. You're in this for a reason. I don't care what your volume looks like, where your tracker is at. You're here to inspire and share your purpose, right? Your team in the future, the team that you're going to build, and the women and the men even that you're going to impact in the future, they're going to need you to show up every day. They're going to need you because they're praying for this right now. You just haven't reached them yet, and they just haven't seen your story yet, but they need your story. They need your purpose. They need your presence on social media. So don't let off the gas, especially till the end of the month. You all know this is a very sensitive and emotional time. We're all fighting so hard for stuff. And, you know, it's just very common for us to kind of throw in the towel and say, nah, I don't see it happening. But let me tell you something. We are in sales, you all. Things can happen in 5 days that you've never even imagined can happen. And it's showing up. People are watching you. You don't even know your next rock star 200K team is watching you right now. They are watching you every step that you take, every story you put up, every post you show up. They're not letting you know because they're scared, and you've got to instill that belief. So that was amazing. And your last question, Gladys, what is your definition of success? Because I want to hear this one.
Yeah, Meg, that's such a powerful question, because there's so many different definitions for that of what is my definition of success, and everybody has their different answers. But my definition is success is showing up every single day, no matter how I feel. It's integrity. It's what am I doing when I'm all by myself, and it's doing the right thing, not the wrong thing at all times, no matter how I feel. Success to me is failure. Without failure, I have no success. There's no growth. There's nothing. So, and when I fail, I have success. And when I succeed, there's going to be failure. And just to know that and accept that, and knowing that it is okay. And to me, like, that is what success is. It's pouring into myself. It's self-development. It's when I have a bad day, I take care of me. I take a bubble bath. I'll go get my nails done. I'll do my makeup. I'll do my hair. Like, those little things like that, they add up to success in my life. And I say that because that's just what I've experienced with success. I've gone through many different obstacles, trials, errors in my sobriety, and so many more to come. And with every single one of them, whenever I was successful, there was a time and point where I fell, like, just a little bit. I'm not talking about like falling completely off my rocker, but even if I do, there's still that opportunity to get back up and succeed. And so to me, that is what success is. And it's just to keep going, like, no matter what, no matter how I'm feeling. I probably have this conversation with my best friend almost every single day. Just being her encouragement to just keep going, like, no matter how you feel, you know, we just keep showing up no matter what. Because if I just sit back and just cry all the time, I'm not gonna, that's not gonna give me success. And so success is just putting it all in God's hands and giving it to Him at the end of the day, knowing that I put in the work of what I need to do for me and my family, and, you know, even my friends.
Absolutely. That was so good, because you do not have to make such a massive bonkers money, like a lot of money, to be successful. It starts within. And I think that's so good that we realize that doing your hair and your makeup, that's your jam. That makes you feel better. That makes you want to work on yourself, your goals or whatever. Like for me, sometimes I've got to self-check, you guys, having a mirror check and checking yourself out. Like, what do you need to work on? Do you need a mental break? Do you need to unplug for a day? Right? Do you need to look at your your personal inventory? Is there fear that's holding you back? Because guys, I'll be honest, I'm on a recording and I'll say it, I'm afraid to work Instagram. that platform for some reason intimidates me. And I've been in that season and I'm ready to break through it and work on it anyway. But I just feel like you've got to identify with what's holding you back, because you are the only one that's running your business, right? You're the only one who falls asleep at night with your business, with your purpose, with you. And I think that's so important that the team at the business, it's so simple, right? The product's so simple. We make it so complicated and we like to overthink things. If somebody says no, or if somebody didn't get their customer package on time, or if something goes south, it's like, oh, well, I'm ready to throw in the towel. This isn't it. You've just got to go ahead and put that armor on and say, I am equipped. I am confident. I am ready to lead a team. $4,000 monthly sales team, $12,000 monthly sales team, whatever your goal is, guys, go ahead and say that and manifest it. Because when you start to manifest it and you start to say it, you're going to show up differently. You're going to have a different presence on social media. People are going to start to trust you. People are going to start to realize, okay, maybe she does want to help me. Maybe she does have something that has the potential to change my life. You're going to start putting thoughts in people's heads, right? You want to stay in people's heads when you show up on social media, right? When you show up and you post, they're gonna be like, okay, that's Gladys's post. I hadn't seen her post in a couple of days, because she shows up every day. You want to make sure you have that presence and that consistency on your social media so they can know, like, and trust you every day, guys. And don't let your limited beliefs get in your way, because fear is a liar. And just be a sponge, lean on your upline, ask questions, message people. Like, that's what I did and Gladys did, and all the girls here, guys, like, just, what can you help me with? I need help with this X, Y, and Z. I need to do this. Let us know, because guys, it's so important. And I never imagined this would be my life today. And I'm sure half of y'all didn't either. You guys have said yes to something. People judge, right? You're already in the boat. You're already in it. So remember that you're here to fulfill your purpose. So I just thought this was a good Zoom to do with you, Gladys. Do you have anything else you want to add, or does anybody want to unmute themselves and share or say anything? Because this is so chill, y'all. My Zooms are always chill. Anybody?
Olivia, I do want to touch on, like, whenever I was talking about the success, I didn't, mention my rank bonuses, because to me, like, which I'm sure, like, a lot of people's heard this, like, time and time again, but, like, once I did not stare at that tracker when I first signed up or anything. And because when I do, that's when I feel like I get off track. And so I do not stare at my tracker. And when I hit 4K, I was absolutely mind blown. And when I hit it, I was like, said it, Katie said it, everybody said it, like, okay, now what? What I now? Was that success? Yes, I succeeded a goal, but it wasn't like a goal that, I was actually focused on, I was focused on, like, sharing these 3 steps and hopefully, like, reaching out to another woman that felt exhausted like me. Like, that's why I said yes, because I was exhausted, cranky, moody, just always needed a nap in every single occasion. Like, my fiance, like, on our wedding day, you're gonna need a nap. I'm not gonna need one now, so, like, those ranks, the tracker, like, that stuff there, it throws me completely off course. And so that's why, and don't get me wrong, like, when we bought our house, like, to me, that was success. I did an achievement, raising up credit scores, like, that's success too. But it's kind of like, how the small things in life, the greatest things in life are free, like love, patience, kindness, all those things are free. Like, kind of like the same with success for me, is those little things like that add up to that 4K or 12K or that house or the new car or whatever it is. I just wanted to touch bases on this.
I love that, because I think that when you said hang on, Lincoln, go in there with me for a second. you weren't worried about the numbers, and you weren't worried about, you were taking your hands out of it and just showing up. And I think that's so good. Like, it is so easy to look at your cloud office. It's there. It's where you work your business. It's has so many resources and things that we need to have, but it's really good to look at the bigger picture, right? Why you are here. And it's just so easy to get caught up in that, but just know if it's okay to be caught up in it, but what are you going to do to get yourself out of it, right? You just got to be so aware and speak truth over yourself and know that, okay, I'm here to serve. I'm here to serve. I'm here to change lives. I'm here to share. And that's it, right? The money is a bonus, right? The money is great. And even these bonuses now are wonderful. But after April 30th, how are you going to show up if you don't earn it? If you do earn it, what is your game plan for May and on? Like, I just think about that. And I'm going to go so much harder. Like, I always use this analogy. I'm going to use this and then we'll hop off. Like, you go to 200K, right? That's our main goal. Like 200K to be massively successful, wildly successful. That's our goal, right? What happens if your 200K team walks away? What would you do? You've got to get equipped with your mindset. You've got to know that you are strong for this and you are ready for this to impact lives, right? I would never want a 200K team to walk away, but let's just say, hypothetically speaking, what would you do? You've got to be strong in your passion. You got to be strong where you're going. Know who you are. Build that confidence, guys. I wish somebody would tell me this is a scam. I go toe to toe. I let them know, like, this right here can make felons millionaires, right? This right here can make people that are glued to their time clock all week long and being away from their families on holidays, not being able to be home with their babies on Christmas. This can bring those people home to their children and be able to travel for free. Like, you just know this is where freedom is. So I hope this was somewhat helpful to you guys. And yes, I saw Jade something about organization. You can always hop on a one-on-one or, look at your planner. Get a planner out and hop on the planning Zoom on Sundays. Those are always great. Know what you're going to talk about for your business when you wake up in the morning, right? On your stories and on your posts and on your lives. What are you going to share about? You have to know that in the morning and get focused. So yes, don't overthink it. I love you guys, and I'll let y'all get back to your lives. Bye, y'all.
Bye.